All right, y'all. So today's project on the Dirty Dodge is front wheel bearings. They've been making a little bit of noise. I got a little bit of play in the driver's side, so I went ahead and ordered both fronts. And well, let me show you. Okay, so got my wheel bearings right here. TRQ, trusted, reliable quality. Only the best for the Dirty Dodge. And I went ahead and bought new nuts, spindle nuts. It says on here, do not reuse, and I believe the only reason for that is this nylon insert that they have in them. You have to torque these to 280 foot-pounds, by the way. I've got a little chart. Here's a little chart. If y'all want to pause that, if any of y'all need that. And again, this truck is a, if you haven't been following my channel at all, it's a 2002 Dodge Ram 2500 extended cab long bed, two-wheel drive, Cummins turbo diesel. So basically, this one seemed to be making a little noise. I don't think this one is out yet, but when I roll the wheel, I don't know, I think it's hitting the brake backing plate, but I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and change it anyway. I'm already out here getting all greased up, so I'm going to do it. But so the first thing I did, took my little miniature pry bar here, pulled the cap off, the little center cap. That nut right there, one of the biggest sockets that I had is 1 11/16, which I know fits a lot of the four-wheel drives. That's actually what I used this for last time I used it. It is a little bit loose on those nuts. I think one size smaller would fit it. I'm not sure the exact size, but that's what I had, so that's what I'm going to use. But before I lifted it up off the ground with my trusty 20-year-old Walmart jack, I put my pry bar on it, or not pry bar, breaker bar, and I broke it loose. Then I lifted it up because I don't want to be trying to break that thing loose while the wheel's off and all that. So anyway, so basically the plan of attack here, take the center cap off. Let me back up. Got my wire brush and I cleaned those threads off. There was a little bit of rust on them, and hit it with some WD-40. Then broke it loose, then jacked the truck up. Next step is to take the wheel off, and then I'm going to remove the brake caliper and the caliper bracket all in one unit, and then take the brake rotor off and get that wheel, that nut loosened all the way up, and hopefully the wheel bearing will just slide right off, but we'll see. So wish me luck. All right, guys, so sorry for the poor lighting, but I cleaned this up with my wire brush and some brake cleaner and a rag. Cleaned the threads out real good, and I put a little bit of grease on it right here just for the next guy that maybe in another 5-10 years might be me. It'll help it slide off easier. All right. All right, guys, so got the wheel bearing on and got the brake rotor on. Something that will help you to hold this straight while you're getting the caliper back on and getting the pads lined up, get them kind of shimmied in there, is if you take a couple of your lug nuts and just put them on hand tight, and it'll hold that caliper, you know, straight like it's supposed to be. And I kind of paused the video there for a bit because I had to play with this backing plate. It was bent in a couple of weird spots, and every time I put the brake rotor on, I would spin the brake rotor and it was rubbing against it, so I had to keep pulling it off and tweaking it and kind of figuring out where it was bent. But I got this nut as tight as I can with my breaker bar. And the reason I have the wheel turned like this is the passenger side, is so that if it was straight, it'd be a real tight fit back in here getting to these brake caliper bolts. And by the way, it's that one down there and this one, nope, that one right here. Let's see what size socket I use for that. 18 millimeters. So what I'm going to do is bolt the tire back on, get the wheel turned straight. That way I can get my torque wrench to where it's not hitting my bumper, and get some pressure on it, and I'll torque it down. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope it helps some of you guys out. You know, if you've never done this before, it might be a little bit intimidating, but, you know, the price of both of these wheel bearings, I got them off Amazon. It was about 125, 130 bucks with tax. And those nuts are about 25 a piece from the Dodge dealership. Okay. So that's under 200 bucks. And I guarantee if you took this to a shop and had this done, you'd be looking at somewhere between 600 and 1,500 bucks probably, you know. So I like to save money when I can. If it's something fairly basic like this, just nuts and bolts, I like to do these kind of projects myself. So anyway, again, I hope this helps some of y'all out. I'm going to finish this side up and go knock out the next side, and y'all stay tuned. I've got a lot more to come.